Well, Neil, welcome to the club. Your reaction to rejoining us, I suppose, 29 years on?
29 years has been a long time. Yeah, I'm absolutely over the moon. Obviously, it's been a busy week, what's been going on behind the scenes, and I'm glad I'm here now and glad and just waiting to get started, really.
Difficult decision or easy one?
No, easiest one I've ever made. When I left this football club 29 years ago, it was probably the hardest decision I've ever made. I didn't really want to leave, but I had no options. But when I got this, when I had a conversation with the chairman, what we want to do, I was over the moon to get here as soon as I could.
You've obviously worked with Neil Ardley for a long time. Is that a hard decision for you?
That was a hard decision to leave the manager. Obviously, not only as we've been working together, we've been good friends for 25 years. We just had some disappointment in our last result, which was difficult to take, and we've worked really hard at that football club, changing it around. So it was difficult, but at the end of the day, I wanted to be number one spot. I wanted to take the pressure on me, and there's nowhere better to start than this football club, and I can't wait to get started, as I say.
Obviously, like you say, you had a bit of disappointment last week. I suppose this has perked you up, hasn't it?
Yeah, this has got me going. Obviously, when I found out about it, obviously I was over the moon with the conversation, how it started, and just raring to go. Been doing a little bit of homework over the last couple of days, picturing what we need to do and what we have to do. But the welcome I've had so far has been absolutely brilliant.
In terms of what the chairman said to you, is there any message that you can tell us from that?
At the moment, we're just going to be positive. We're going to get a lot of positive thoughts. We're going to get everybody on our side. We're trying to get the town back together, and that's one of my big things, to get everybody together, everybody supporting this football club. We need to get out in the community, bring everybody on board, and that's how it's going to start.
I suppose the positive from that is you're local, so you can really kind of delve into that, can't you? You know what the town's about. Yeah,
for the last 29 years, people have always been in touch with me. People have always sent messages. People have always said, "How are you doing? How are you getting on?" And I think over the next couple of weeks, I think I'm getting loads more, and just say, let's get back to the club, let's get back on with it, and let's start building this football club up again.
In terms of what's already installed in the club, how have you found like the players that we've got in here and things like that?
Yeah, obviously I've only done a little bit of homework. I didn't want to dig too much into it, and then the chairman's managed to bring 6 new signings, which was brilliant, really, which is going to help me. But listen, everybody starts from square one. We all start from the bottom. We're going to work our way up, and I'm going to get on with every player and see what they want to do, and we're all going to work hard together. And that's what my main aim is: working hard and coaching the players to make them better.
First day in today, is it just kind of observing to start off with?
Yeah, I think I'll have to observe for a couple of days. Obviously, Russ has been doing really well. I've just seen the boys on the training ground working hard. I think I need to take a sit back and have a look at what we've got in the camp and what players have stayed and how fitness they are, and get ready for, I think, games next week as well, which is going to be good for me to look at. And then just speaking to the players, really, and talking to them and telling them what I expect from them and what this football club expects.
You've obviously been involved in football in the last few weeks with Notts County, so I suppose you're more fresher in terms of that. In terms of us, we're kind of behind schedule with the pandemic, I suppose. How do things work out going into the new season?
Yeah, well, obviously we've just gone through the sheet what we have to work on, but they're doing obviously the small group training at the moment, and we can go into a little bit bigger groups next week. But we have to get the fitness up. The boys have been off a long time. I know they've been doing some work on their own, but it's never the same until you get into group football, and we can tell then who's been working hard and who hasn't. It's all right. The boys losing a little bit of weight and losing a little bit of muscle, but they have to be raring to go, because I will be pushing them. They will be working hard, and they will be on the training ground a lot of times.
In terms of backroom staff, potential assistant manager, anything been spoke about that?
Yes, we're in the middle of trying to sort something out, which would be good for me. Somebody I want to get in, 100% want them in the football club. But till we get that sorted, then I will leave it till that, and hopefully something should happen next week.
Have you had that in mind before coming to Scunthorpe, if you ever became a manager, that someone that you'd want to work with?
It's somebody I know will do a great job. So that's what I'm doing. But I say, till we get him signed and sealed, I'll keep that under my hat.
Obviously, all assistant managers want to be managers one day. I know you had a spell at League back 10 years ago. How good is it to be a manager in the Football League now?
Yeah, I can't wait. I can only speak highly of Neil Ardley. He's helped me along the way, but we worked together. We went through everything together. So when we was in with chairmans, we sat in there together. So I know the rope is. I know what pick teams. I've picked teams, and obviously we know how it's going to work. And that's why I need somebody with me to help me, somebody on my shoulder. And I'm going to bring them into all the meetings, and because we need to learn together. but just raring to go. Just can't wait to get started, and just been around the club again and seen a couple of changes that I've not seen down below. So yeah, let's get going.
I was going to say, you were at the club at the very start of this stadium. How much has it changed?
Well, I don't think looking outside it's changed a lot, but inside the offices, the gyms and everything's changed, the physio rooms, which hopefully none of my players are going to be in much of the times. But yeah, the atmosphere I got straight away when I came in, and just meeting the lads has been fantastic. Met a couple of the staff who will be having a meeting with a lot of positivity coming out of this club, especially from me, and that's how it's going to start, about positivity and being a part of this football club for the future.
I think the seats have changed, haven't they? I think we got some from Aston Villa.
Yeah, the seats are still there, so at least I can have a picture in one of them.
In terms of the season, what are your targets? Has anything been set as a football club?
No, me and the chairman have a private conversation. As you say, we're here to build a football club. We're here to get everybody back on board, and we're here to win football matches. That's how it does. However we're going to do it, however we want to play, that'll be just seen on the football pitch. But I'm here to win football games. That's what he's employed me for. We've got a lot of young players that need coaching. That's what also I'm here for. These boys need learning how to play the game. League 2 football's not easy. We want them to get the ball on the floor and try and play, but obviously they've got to dig in as well and put their foot in and show a bit of passion for this football club with and without the ball.
You touched on it a little bit there. The chairman's alluded to it a lot over the last few months, going in a change of direction, bringing through a lot of young players. How excited are you for that?
That's, I think, opportunities of first manager, first job. You want the chairman on your side, and he's told me what we need to do, and I've had a look, and he's right. We need to bring young boys through. With what's gone on with this pandemic, it's been difficult, and there's going to be a lot of people out of contract. And the chairman's managed to keep a lot of them here. He's brought new faces in, and they're raring to go. And seeing them on the training ground this morning, they're working hard with a smile on their face. But we have to learn them how to win football games. And sometimes it's going to be difficult to win football games, but we're going to show a little bit of passion and a little bit of pride for this football club, like I used to do. And we're going to get everybody, as I keep saying, everybody on our side and build this club again.
Certainly young players will have a lot of hunger to play, won't they?
Yeah, they'll have a lot of hunger. Say, I was a young boy who came through this football club, and fortunate to have a half-decent career. And I want them to learn, and I want to see how hard it is. I was on the training ground with the pros. I was here till 3, 4, 5 o'clock at night at times. And I'm not saying they'll be working till that time, but I want them to enjoy training. I want them to enjoy coming to this football club. The chairman showed me around. This football club's set up brilliantly, and they get looked after really, really well at this football club, and we have to make sure that on the pitch they do their job.
I suppose in that sense, you're the ideal person. You've been through that as a young pro, you've come through Scunthorpe United as well, so they can see that they can emulate that.
Yeah, listen, the timing couldn't have been better. We're going to work hard, we're going to get everything organised. They're going to show a bit of passion for this football club and a bit of care, like I do, and we're raring to go. We get started. What's
a Neil Cox style of play?
I think my style of play is to win football. I want to win games. I want to win games comfortably if I can. But the idea is we've got to win by either playing the football, and if people come and press us, we're going to play down the sides. We're going to play into centre forwards' feet, and that's what we're going to do. But I have to get on the training ground and coach them what I want to do. I just don't want to go pass and get nowhere. I want to play entertaining football, but I want to play winning football, because everybody remembers the manager and the players about winning.
How long do you think it'll take to instill that into the players?
That's not going to be easy. We've got to wait and see what the next couple of weeks comes out with the rules and regulations. Obviously, we need to get some pre-season friendlies under our belts, which yet again is not going to be easy, because obviously now everything has to be tested, everything's done properly. I've just had 6 weeks at Notts County with trying to sort games out with no referees. We've managed to play a couple of games with no referees where we had to referees. It's not going to be easy over the next couple of weeks, but we have to get on the training ground, start bedding them in of what I expect, get somebody in to help me to come to be on my side on the training ground. And with what we've got here, I spoke to Russ already, had a conversation that they're all playing in the same direction.
I suppose obviously we've got the under-23s team with Russ. Is there any indication whether that's going to be like a separate entity or everyone training together?
No, at the moment we're all together. At the end of the day, I'm expecting them players to be involved. They need to be involved, and it's them young players that on the pre-season games show what they can do, and if they're good enough they will be in the side. Doesn't matter what age they are or who they are, if they're good enough they will play.
I suppose that extends to the academy as well.
That's everything I do. I will be speaking, obviously I know the academy really well, and managed to see them against Notts County in the FA Youth Cup last year, and what a good job they're doing. And as I say, I came through that academy really, but a little bit different. So I will be speaking to them, and we'll be going up to there, and we'll be going to do help in training there as well. So I'm here to dig in with everything and just build this football club. That's my main aim.
I know we'll touch on it in weeks to come, but it will be a strange start to the season, won't it? In terms of crowds and things like that.
I don't think you realise how difficult it is. Obviously, Wembley with nobody there and you're getting beat's really difficult. But the game at home, the friendlies we had was strange because you can hear everything what you say, and you find out characters on the pitch. And it'll be good to see some of these young boys how they can handle it, because when there's a full crowd here and people are having a go at you, you can hide a little bit. But you can't hide out there when there's nobody here, and you need to get onto the ball and pass it and enjoy it, and it'll be an experience for all of us.